Fishy, fishy, fishy! Alright guys, here we are, I don't know how much later, but I finally got the PVC pipe and finally got a little extra time to actually install this air pump. So here's some of the parts. I got 1-inch PVC, I've got 60 linear feet of it here. This is probably far more than I'll need. The rep at jehmco suggested using 1-inch PVC above any other size. You don't need much bigger, you probably don't even need 1 inch, but they commented that it's a bit easier to drill into and set your air valves. So I took their advice and went with the 1-inch PVC. Besides that, I got a bag full of 1-inch PVC connections, elbows, T's, 90-degree elbows, 45-degree elbows, caps, a hose barb that I'm not sure I'll need, PVC cutters. These are always good to have if you do any projects involving PVC, be it for an aquarium or maybe anything else in your house. But these are ratcheting. I don't think these are the top of the line cutters, but they work. And PVC primer and PVC cement. And what else? And some straps. Technically this is strap for EMT, which is electrical metal tubing, I think is technically what it's called. There's an example of it over here. You've probably seen it before. It's that pipe that they run wires through sometimes. But this was all I could find as far as straps, so I'll be able to run the PVC up here in the ceiling. Now I'm still trying to figure out what path I'm actually going to take with everything and which side of the room I'm going to put the pump on. I have the option of putting the pump maybe over here in this corner, starting there we'll call it, and running across the ceiling to all these tanks over here around the corner, and then maybe I'll end it over there. Or maybe I'll do it the opposite. Maybe I'll have the pump over there on that side of the room and run the other way. I haven't figured out which makes more sense. I've often seen when other people set up airline central air systems in their fish room that they essentially run a looped system of PVC, meaning the pump is in a big circle and there's no beginning and no end technically to the plumbing, to the PVC. But the people at jehmco tell me that's not necessary, and I can just do a straight line and cap the end of it where I'll have my bleed-off valve too. So let me get to work on that. I'll see if I can't keep filming as I fiddle around here, and I will keep checking in. Later, guys. Alright, so what I'm coming up with is what I think is a rather unorthodox way of sort of hanging a shelf, let's say, for the pump itself. I'm going to take these 4 pieces with a piece of PVC pipe. So we'll go like that and that, hanging from the ceiling up here like that. So I'll keep filming as I go and show you what I mean when I'm done. Alright guys, so here's the design I came up with. Got 2 pieces of PVC going across, that kind of acts like a shelf. I don't know, I initially designed this thinking I would remove 1 or 2 of them and not have enough height to fit the whole pump. I'm sorry, I'm not saying that right. Have it so that way I would need to remove a piece of PVC in order to be able to remove the pump. But I made it tall enough where it just kind of slides right over. Let me see if I can grab it. A little dark over in this corner. Let's see if I can. Alright, so those feet underneath prevent it from sliding forward or backwards over the PVC, and now that brings it up nice and high, essentially as high as I could possibly get it in this room. I definitely want it higher than all of my tanks. I don't want there ever to be the possibility of water back siphoning through any of my air lines back into the pump. So, short of getting this on the 2nd floor of my house, well, the 1st floor of my house above the basement, that's as high as I can get it up here in between the floor joists. It is not touching the top here, so that way I'm not going to get any vibration transfer up into the main living part of my house. And that's it plugged in. The majority of the noise is the air rushing out of it. So once I get that plumbed towards the rest of the room, that'll be essentially silent. Let me keep going on the plumbing. Alright guys, I don't know how many people are or are not familiar with PVC and some of the parts associated, things like this. This would be a 90-degree elbow. This would be a coupling to join 2 pieces together. You'd slide 1 piece in there, and then your other piece would go into this side. I don't have another short piece here. Let's see, we can demonstrate how to use the ratcheting PVC cutter. We've already got a mark here where I need a piece cut to. And that's about it. This isn't the greatest cutter in the world. I don't think it gives me a completely square cut unless I'm really, really careful. You can sort of see that's like a beveled edge, you know, an angled edge, which for these purposes will work, but it's not ideal. So let's see, the coupling, you can insert one piece and one piece, so when you glue them together you got a nice connection there. That's in case you need to extend the straight piece, or lots of different reasons why you might need that. There's other various connectors and fittings and elbows and different terms for some of this stuff, but that's it in the gist. So let me keep going with my installation over here. Alright guys, here's what we got so far. I'm at a point where I need to go run to the hardware store and get a few more fittings. So what I did was I got the pump over here, supported on this contraption of mine. I don't know how well we can see that if there's enough light over there. But a couple of pieces of 2x2 coming down off my floor joists with some PVC through a hole in the side, and that's kind of allowing the pump to float. I think that's the best way to deal with some of that vibration that it might cause. Hopefully this is a good idea. Then we come off in the braided line into an elbow, down into a T. One line goes down there, and I'm not sure how I'll end it over there yet. And then this way we come over into another elbow and into an elbow, into a coupling there, up and over, and then strapped to the floor joist there, over into an elbow. We're going to come down over here, and I'm all out of 90-degree elbows, so all I got left are 45s. So I got to get a few more elbows. We're going to come up and around the corner, over here, over these tanks, and at that point I am getting pretty close to tying back in to form a complete loop, which I might end up doing because it won't be too difficult to do so. So anyway, let me go get a couple of more connections and some parts and stuff at the hardware store, and I'll check. Alright guys, so here we are a little bit later, and I have everything dry fit. Now I still got to take everything down and glue all the PVC connections. I lied earlier when I said I wasn't going to do a complete loop system, because I ended up doing a complete loop system. So we start here at the pump, come out into that elbow and into that T. Half goes that way, half goes this way. Let's start this way. Actually, let's start that way. So we go that way, into an elbow, up and around, into a coupling, across and over the wall to there. Here we are above the 20-gallon angelfish. We're going across to an elbow. We drop down a little bit to a couple of more elbows, around the corner, over here by the discus, around the corner, around the corner again, up and over the door, up and over all the 10 gallons over here, up and over the wall, over to an elbow and back down a little bit. Here we are over here by these discus. So this is going to come in front of these tanks, to an elbow over here. I started running low on PVC, so I had to join together some scraps. Over to a three-way corner, where I go down from a 1 inch, down to 1/2 inch out of the bottom there, into a threaded piece, and down into my valve, and that is my air diffuser, air silencer I think it's called. And then back around this way, over to the corner. There we are back at the beginning by the pump, and where we tie in. So again, this is just a dry fit. I still got to take everything apart and glue it. Let's plug it in and see what happens. Not bad. Pretty much can't hear that at all. what I can hear is the air diffuser over here, the air silencer. Let's see, this valve is pretty much, oh, that's closed all the way. There we are, that's pretty much open all the way. So that's with everything just dry fit, so there could be some leaks in the system right now. But so far so good. Once I plug in a few air lines and have a few tanks running, that noise should cut down over there. And over here, I can hear my old air pump all the way over there. More than I can hear this one right here. Let's see, there's this one too. I run 2 of these right now currently. That's how loud that is. That's how loud this one is. That one seems to be the loudest. But I think I like what I got going on here. Now I just got to finish it up. Kind of messy, but not too bad. Alright guys, so we're all done. It's up and operating. Everything is glued together. Sounds pretty quiet. I've got nothing drilled yet and no air lines coming from it, so this is the maximum output from this air diffuser silencer. Just to show you what kind of job it does. Let's remove it and hear what it sounds like. I don't know if that'll translate on camera, but that's quite a difference. So I'm assuming once that, or I should say that will get even quieter once I actually have some lines drilled and I'm running into a couple of tanks. I'm not going to bother with that tonight. I'm a filthy mess. I don't want to start putting my hands in these tanks, especially not with the PVC cement on them and a full day's worth of working around the house and outside and covered in grease and motor oil and stuff like that. So that'll be a job for another time. But the central air system is now done. Now we're just going to move all the filters over, and that'll be that. Alright guys, let me know if you have any questions, comment, rate, subscribe. I'll try to fill in anything if I didn't show it on the video. And let me know what you guys think. And it's a good thing I got 60 feet of this PVC, because that is what's left. Maybe 36 inches or so. But otherwise I got 60 feet running around the room. And that's that.